Hey everyone, I just got back from rock climbing and it was awesome. So yeah, this is not necessarily a video about rock climbing, but I thought I would just let you know like why I look like this. And also, I went rock climbing because my friends they got a membership at a rock climbing gym and they can bring guests with them. So they invited me along because I was like, oh, that sounds fun. I've always wanted to do it. And it was super fun and it super difficult, but not impossible. Like we were talking about how you can see your progress, like if you can't make it to the top of a wall climb, but then you go back a week later and you can do it, that kind of thing. And I also will say it's a rather gender neutral sport. Like it's just a mixed gender, everyone is there doing their thing. You saw some couples doing it together, you saw families doing it, lots of little kids doing it. But if you're looking for a gender neutral kind of sporty activity, this seems like a really good one. And it's a good workout, and I'm going to be in a lot of pain tomorrow probably, but it was worth it. This isn't about rock climbing. I stopped at Target afterwards, and in the middle of Target realized I was kind of terrible and didn't get a video out this week. And I was busy, but also I'm terrible about planning and just kind of forgot I hadn't pre-recorded one, which is what I usually try to do and then have it queued up to go on Saturday mornings. So I didn't want to have nothing, so I'm just clearly doing a vlog style. I will tell you some exciting things from my week and tell you, as always, if you have specific topics, leave me some comments below about them. And I'll start by saying I got accepted to present at our state counselor conference, and so this is my first being accepted to as a speaker, which is really cool in and of itself. And my topic is Trans 201. It's working with students in schools beyond just bathroom issues, although I will still touch on that. So if you are a person who has been waiting for more of my back to school for trans and non-binary student updates, part of my reason for putting that on hold is because I'm working on this presentation and doing research for it that's the most current, and so I kind of will probably do those in conjunction with that research so it's as up to date as possible. That being said, I realize school is starting or has started for most of you, and if you have immediate questions that you don't want to wait on me to answer in a video, you are more than welcome to contact me on any of the social media that's in the description box and say hey, can you help me with this now? And I will do my best to give you advice or point you in the right direction. But that's still a thing that's happening and that I'm working on. I just want to make sure, since I'm doing it and I'm doing this presentation, that it's done really well so it's useful for people, right? What's the point if it's not useful for people in school and sometimes school counselors or teachers or whatnot? And then one of our assistant principals actually approached me and was really excited about giving me some opportunities to present to the staff and talking to people at school about working with trans students and being able to support trans and non-binary students in the building. So there's that. So that was something really cool that happened this week. Last Sunday I was at a rally of sorts that was anti-white supremacist that had a lot more people than I expected, and I ran into someone who's the daughter of a person I worked with last year, which was really random, but that was a really cool experience, and I'm glad I was able to do that and participate in that type of visible action against white supremacy. But I have a friend who is a trans woman who had said one of her concerns that she doesn't go to those events is because she's terrified of something happening that would put her in a men's prison. And I thought that's really valid, and so if you're someone who is that's a concern of yours, hey, sometimes stuff goes really bad at those events, and if you were arrested, where would you be and would you be safe and all of that? So I kind of wanted to throw that out there, that there are other things you can do if you shouldn't feel like you have to put yourself in harm's way in that way. If you are willing and able to do that, I think it's really important for white people to speak out at this juncture in our history. But I get from that perspective, especially for a trans woman, why that's such a dangerous thing beyond just not merely oh, you could be arrested, but you could be arrested and put in jail in a very, very, very dangerous situation. So I get that. School started for me and I got to meet a lot of students finally, which was really cool, and a few parents and guardians and whatnot. So it's been absolutely chaotic. And part of that is because a lot of stuff changed at the school from like the past few years to this year. So like it's just like the beginning of the year chaos coupled with a lot of new stuff that no one knows what's happening. But it's been really like fun and I'm having a good time. I have to do a bunch of trainings this coming week that pull me out of school, and it's for like stuff that I've been using, so I'm kind of annoyed. So that's like, I feel like that's it. I've just been busy with like school and then doing stuff for school afterwards. And I did that march and like my usual band practice, and then rock climbing, and I finally went to probably the one and only winery I will get to this summer, which is disappointing because that's usually like a summer thing for me, is going to wineries, but it's been a busy summer anyways. So this is my really rushed, I don't know why I'm talking so fast, I probably just still have adrenaline from working out, but my really rushed like sorry I didn't make a video, and I am still working on the back to school information, but like I said, I want it to be like as accurate and current as possible, because it's one of those areas where as different things happen and legislation like is written or revised, it does go out of date sometimes, and hopefully for the better. Oh, and last week I got to go to it's statewide, but it's mostly people in the city that come to it, but like a trans unity picnic, which was cool. I got to see some friends and meet some new people, and I talk a lot about like trying to find your community, and especially when you're in more rural type areas or just places where you don't have as many out trans people, like really seeking out those opportunities and embracing everyone and like just in a diverse type environment. So that's like some of the fun stuff that's been going on with me. Back to school time of year is crazy. I will try really hard to have a real video up for you this coming week. That's it. I hope your week is going well. I hope if you're gearing up to go back to school, or if you have kids that are going back to school, or whatever is going on with you, that it's going well. Don't stare directly at the sun during the solar eclipse tomorrow, which should be common sense because you should never stare directly at the sun, but it's apparently something that people are not 100% knowledgeable about. And if you're into like witchy stuff or that kind of thing, like there's like I've seen some interesting articles about that, like what the solar eclipse means in that sense. That should be neat. So yay science, yay school and education, and being able to be an advocate in the school I'm in and like with like people in general, like that's all really exciting stuff. And I am going to go get some coffee, which I clearly do not need, but I really want, and try to enjoy the rest of my weekend and probably do some grad checks, because that's what a school counselor's life is like at the beginning of the school year in high school. So anyways, have a great week, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.